Welcome back, NYC Fragrance family. So I decided to do this video. It's a tag video that's been going around. One fragrance for every month for 12 months. The fragrances that you would say that you're gonna wear for those months. So I'm gonna do it. Why not? Seems like a cool video to do, right? So starting in January. The fragrance for me in January is my favorite amber fragrance. You're in the middle of winter. Amber fragrances are my thing for winter. And it's Rania J's Ambre Loup. I mean, if you like ambers and you haven't smelled this one, I don't know what you're doing. You got to get yourself a sample of this. At the very least, get a sample if you love amber fragrances. This is just unbelievably fantastic. Takes like one spray literally to work for the whole day. It's fantastic. Now, going into February, I switch it up. You know, I decided some people have done niche lists, some people have done it separately as one list is niche, one is designer. I have a combination here. I have actually a pretty even spread. I believe it's 6 and 6. And for February, my fragrance is Dior Homme Parfum. This has got to be one of the sexiest leather fragrances that is hard to open. That is, you know, we say discontinued. It's hard to get here in the US. In Europe, it's still out there. And I'm hearing that they're going to reissue it in a new presentation and the new line, the new Dior Homme line, and it's supposed to smell the same. Hopefully it does. I don't know anyone that smelled it yet, but I'm hoping that it still smells as good as this one does. This is probably one of the sexiest designer fragrances. Beautiful for the colder months. February, you're still in winter. And this works like a charm. Going into March, this is kind of like the transitional month. You're in winter, you're heading into spring, but it's the crazy month, so you don't know what's going to happen. So why not wear a fragrance that's somewhat unique and somewhat crazy on its own? Tom Ford's Noir Extreme. Now I'm also hearing this one may be getting discontinued. And this one here is just an interesting fragrance. It's got sweetness, it's got richness. I just love the way this smells on me. I mean, I didn't get a bigger bottle. I got the 50 ml, but again, I have a lot of bottles. So for me to go buy big bottles, unless I'm getting a really good price, it really doesn't make sense for me. You know, I wear this somewhat sparingly, but I do wear it and I do enjoy wearing it. Really nice scent profile. So for March, my fragrance is Tom Ford Noir Extreme. Heading into spring, the beginning of spring and April, my April fragrance is from the house of Xerjoff. And if you follow the channel and have seen lists before, you know what it is. 1861 Rennaisance. It's just a beautiful citrus mint creation from the house of Xerjoff that just sings spring. If you want a spring fragrance, you know, we hear king of spring being green Irish tweed, and it is a wonderful fragrance, but this one here definitely sings spring. Still in spring and heading into May, a very classic, somewhat compared to Jean-Paul Gaultier's La Male, but I don't see that. This is just way too good and way too refined to be considered like Jean-Paul Gaultier's La Male. And I'm talking about Amouage Reflection Man. This fragrance is just beautiful. Simply put, it's one of the most vibrant, fresh, clean, soapy fragrances that you're gonna put your nose on. I know these come in pretty expensive. I mean, can be found discounted. People talk reformulations on this as well, but this one lasts and lasts for me. And as you can see, There's a good amount missing out of that bottle because I do wear this fragrance. I love this fragrance. So now, heading into June, we're getting out of spring and into summer. The fragrance I'd go to here, bringing in the designer, and it's a designer that I picked up this year, and I have fallen in love with this fragrance. I just find it to be so clean, fresh, and I like the spiciness from ginger, and it is Prada L'Homme Low. It's the one with the blue back. In case you're looking for the bottle and know which one you're getting to get the right one, it's got the light blue back, solid color. Because there's some that have the patterns on the back, and I believe it's, you know, the original has a pattern, and I believe the Intense, if I'm not mistaken, the Intense is mostly black, or maybe all black, the back of the bottle. I don't know. It is one that I'm looking to add to the collection though. Prada makes some of the best work fragrances, fresh fragrances, soapy clean fragrances. You can't go wrong with a Prada fragrance if you're looking for something like that, which is simple, clean, fresh, and nice. So June, breaking into the summer with Prada L'Homme Low. Now we get into July and the heat is kicking, just like right now. You're in the 90s. I mean, in this one, I would say don't spray around your neck. Keep it on your arms, keep it low on your shirt, because this one is a screamer. It's a beast. It is a strong fragrance, and it's my first niche purchase. Mancera Sicily. Now, Soleil d'Italy got my recent attention, and it's got some similarities to this, just a lighter, maybe fresher version. This is more floral, more rich, more intense. But you know what? The thing with me is I want to enjoy my wearing. I want to enjoy the fragrance when I'm wearing it. And this one right here is a fragrance I enjoy wearing, and I enjoy smelling it when I'm wearing it. And that's why I went with this one instead of the Soleil d'Italy. So this one here for July, the beginning of summer, the midst of summer, the 90-degree days. Now for August, where it gets you have 90-degree days, it's still hot, but sometimes it gets a little cooler as you start to get closer to September. This one here is more so a night fragrance, but if I'm going out where I'm going to be out in the open and I'm not going to be in a closed environment, this is my summer fragrance. Miguel Matos, Sailor Stories. This thing is just a summertime, masculine, musky, citrusy, long-lasting powerhouse of a fragrance. And for an indie brand, coming in at the price it comes in at, if you haven't tried anything from Miguel Matos, go get some samples. Unique is, if you're looking for unique, he has definitely got you covered. This is a fragrance that nobody else is wearing out there for sure, especially if they're going to Marshall's and they're going to Macy's and they're going to the regular retail stores like Sephora. You're not finding a fragrance like this, for sure. You want to try something good, you want to try something unique, you're looking for something rich, masculine, that's going to stay with you and enjoy the fragrance throughout the wearing for the high heat and in the summertime, Sailor Stories, without a doubt. Now, August, you're transitioning into September. September, still, you get some hot temperatures here. So now heading into September, we're talking about kind of getting out of summer, getting into fall. This is a recent acquisition of mine, and I can't wait to get this fragrance on my skin and start wearing it, because it was a blind buy based off some reviews. The reviews were all positive, but the fragrance I'm talking about is Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum. This fragrance exceeded my expectations. I mean, I heard how great it was. The sweet vibe, the iris touch. This is a seductive, sexy fragrance. If I had to get a fragrance to probably replace this one, Dior Homme Parfum, I would go with this one. Because this fragrance right here is definitely going to be a staple in the collection. I can't wait to wear this one fall and winter. It just speaks to me. I don't know what it is. I just love the way this fragrance smells. I haven't gotten to get a full wear out of it, but my initial impressions, I sprayed it on my hand because it is hot out. It's not really for this time of the year, but it is a beautiful smelling fragrance and it works great on my skin. September, Givenchy Gentleman Eau de Parfum. Now, going into October, we're in the fall. Another designer, but this designer is probably one of the best designer creations, and it is a flanker of the original fragrance, and it's Jean Paul Gaultier Ultra Male. You know, this takes the original DNA, sweetens it up, just makes it, again, sexier. This is a little bit of a younger person's fragrance rather than me being 50, but I'm still wearing this. I love the way this smells. This captured my attention from first sniff when I was over in duty free coming back from Europe, and I walked right out of duty free with the bottle. I didn't care how much it cost. I wanted it, and I got it. So for October, for me, it's Jean Paul Gaultier's Ultra Male. Going into November. Now we're getting back towards where we're getting into the winter months. It's getting colder, coming out of fall, slowly. Again, this just seems to be a theme with all 12 of these fragrances. Sexy, seductive, sexy, seductive. And this one here is a cuddle fragrance, and it is really sexy. And my favorite from the house, Maison Margiela's by the Fireplace. And if you can see, and if it holds still, I use this quite a bit. Now you'd say, well, half the bottle isn't gone. Well, listen, there's a lot of bottles to go through. But this one here, anybody that smells it, always ask what it is. This is one of the best designer creations in my opinion. There are people that prefer Jazz Club over this one. I'm not team Jazz Club. I like it, but I don't love it. This one, I love. It's just my favorite from the house. There are the ones I do like, but not that I love. This is probably the only one I love, by the Fireplace. Now to wrap up the list, we're in December, we're heading back into winter. We're almost in the winter month. You know, winter starts at near the end of December. So you're exiting fall, entering winter. And my fragrance for December, and to finish up the list, is from the house of Nishane, Fan Your Flames. Out of all the fragrances in this list, besides maybe Rania J's Ambre Loup that I wore in January, or that I would wear in January, this is probably the most artistic creation here. Between the vetiver, the coconut, it is just it's a fragrance that you'd have to try it to understand it. It's not something I could sit here and really explain to you. You just wouldn't appreciate it through my explanation. There's another one you definitely got to sample. And I'd say the House of Nishane, if you haven't gotten acquainted with it, get yourself samples and get acquainted. I have, I think, 6 bottles from their collection. And I believe I want to add at least 2 or 3 more, which is, I know, crazy, but they're just good quality, unique. Every fragrance that I seem to get my nose on, I'm like, wow, this is so much different than another one, and this doesn't smell like anything I know of. You know, I know a lot of people compare their Hachivat to Aventus, but Hachivat is not Aventus. It's its own fragrance. You have, like I said, you'd have to smell them to compare them. So this is my list. My 12 months, my 1 fragrance for each month. I had a mix of designer and niche. I hope you enjoyed the list. New viewers, thank you for stopping by. New subscribers, thank you for joining the NYC Fragrance family. And my loyal NYC Fragrance family, the continued subscribers, the people that continue to support the channel. From the bottom of my heart, appreciate everything you do for me. Leave some comments below so we can chat back and forth. You know I like to do that, and I like to hear what you think of, you know, what you would wear. If you want to give me your list of what you want to wear each month throughout the year, I'm curious to find out. Until the next time, remember, if you smell good, you feel good. Have a nice day.